Oh, man. We're going here. Surely, if you haven't read about this or heard about this, your mind's going to do the same thing mine is. So we got to think this one through. There is no... Is there a right answer? Yeah, probably, but you got to put yourself in the position. I've never worked in food service. I wouldn't last in food service, but I can't help but feel sorry for the person working at this particular Torchy's Tacos. What a terrible spot. Now, put yourself in that spot. It's easy to be judgmental and say, well, you should have kicked him out right away. Put yourself in that spot at that time in your life. You're working at a Torchy's Tacos, and it's a Sunday afternoon. Come on. Would you know what to do? Would you? It sucks. This whole thing sucks for Torchy's Tacos. They didn't, Austin-based, of course. They didn't deserve it. I don't know that we could say they did anything wrong. I don't know the perfect way to handle this. It sucks for them. It does. I think they've probably said and done all they can publicly in the only way that they could. The question is, though, for all of you, in this moment, in the moment I'm about to describe, if you haven't heard about this already, and of course it had to happen in the state of Texas. Of course it did. Great. What would you do? Put yourself in the spot of working the counter. What would you do? What should you do? There you go. How about that one? What should you do? You're some better than minimum wage employee working at a Torchy's Tacos, which is fantastic, by the way, in Fort Worth. Yep, had to happen in Texas, had to happen in North Texas. Of course it did. You're working at Torchy's Tacos. You're taking orders. You got a group of idiot dudes with Nazi paraphernalia on. And I'm not stretching it. I'm not making it up. It's true. Caught on a video. Pretty much going to be national news. Yep, swastika armbands and all. You bet. What do you do in the moment when one of them walks up and says, I'm making this up, says, I'll take the number 2 and a large Dr. Pepper? What do you do? You can say you're sitting there, you're wherever you're going to listen to this. It's easy to put ourselves in a spot now and say, well, I know what I would have done. I would have yelled at him and kicked him out. I mean, would you? Would you if that was you working the counter at that time in your life? I mean, it's not exactly what you expect when you show up to work on a Sunday afternoon, correct? There's not many handbooks for this stuff, correct? But what do? And yes, of course, the irony of the Nazi sympathizers in a Mexican food restaurant is not lost. Yes. But stick with the questions. What do you do? Not what do you want to say that you would do? To be brutally honest with yourself and the audience and everybody else, what do you do if you're in that Torchy's Tacos and this group of losers? Crazy losers. Come in wearing the stuff. Okay, it's not made up, it's real. A TikTok video out there of these idiots. The description is they were not bothered by anybody. There was no confrontation. The woman who was interviewed, who posted the TikTok video, she said that she was staring at them and one of them walked up to her and said white power or something like that. But there's no confrontation. They're there, they're eating. Here's the way it plays out. Just keep asking yourself, what do you do? And if this is your business, what exactly do you do and say? Can I step in and make it all very uncomfortable? Look, you have a right to wear the stuff. You have a right to be an idiot. You do have a right to be an idiot. Now, there is going to be an argument here, and I think it's a decent argument that says, wait a minute, is this not the same thing, wearing the swastika armband in some crowded restaurant? Is that not the same thing as screaming fire in a movie theater? Some could make that argument. And I'm fine having the argument because I don't know that there's a right answer today. But that's not the only issue here. The issue would be, what exactly would you do as the employee? What exactly do you do as the manager in the moment? And then after the fact, which I think they've handled really well. I do. Now, I've never worked in food service. You have a right to refuse service. Absolutely. I mean, in a thinking moment, I'd refuse service. No thanks. You're not welcome. You're not welcome. But they ate there, and they ate there and sat there. Fort Worth Star-Telegram, a group dressed in Nazi clothing put anti-Semitic material on scores of cars at Fort Worth Botanic Garden. The same day, people wearing similar paraphernalia were videoed eating at a Torchy's Tacos. God, this sucks for them. Right? I bet you they're just saying, could it not have been anywhere else? Could it not have been any other restaurant? You lunatics. A video of the group eating at Torchy's went viral after it was posted. The group was eating inside the Torchy's in Fort Worth's Medical District. In the TikTok video, one man in the group can be seen wearing a swastika armband over a tan uniform. Another in the group can be seen wearing a sweatshirt with the image of a skull on it and the slogan, God with us. The video also shows a swastika patch on that man's backpack. Yep, had to happen here, didn't it? The woman who posted the Torchy's video told the Fort Worth Star-Telegram the group of about 10 people is already sitting down and finished eating when she walked in. She said she was uncomfortable. She said she was eating with her mom. She said she was staring at one of the men in the group, talking about them with her mom. Then one of the men in the group walked by. She is Jewish, by the way, and said "white power," which kicked off a verbal altercation. Blah blah blah. Okay, again, what do you do? You work there. What do you do? An employee she talked to, this is what's reported, said the employee indicated that the restaurant had called a regional manager who had instructed staff to serve the group and then get them out of the restaurant as quickly as possible. I mean, I gotta give somebody props for even thinking in the moment enough to call your boss. That's pretty good thinking. Now, would you serve them? Then what? Then what? I know we all want to, what we want to say, but if you put yourself in that moment, in that awkward, terrible, because I mean, look, you work in food service. Your first indication probably is to drop a few F-bombs on them and then, want to fight. But you're probably thinking, I need the job. I want the job. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in that moment. So then, reportedly, they were told to get them out. Here's a statement from the restaurant, which is very successful. If you live in Austin, you know that. Let us be clear, we do not stand for hate and do not support this group or any hate group. In a difficult situation, our team acted first to ensure the safety of the other guests and our team members. The statement also said that Torchy's will work with local authorities and is taking the matter extremely seriously. The statement ended, I thought this was brilliant by Torchy's. The statement ended with expletive hate, end quote. The woman said that someone at Torchy's headquarters called her and said they would be retraining staff on how to deal with situations like this. That sucks for them, too. I mean, what a day, right? What a day. You just want to go work at Torchy's, and next thing you know, you got to be talking about this. Yep, happened in Fort Worth. Yep, it's on video. What would you have done? I mean, look. Your boss doesn't want you to fight. Your boss doesn't want to, your boss doesn't want you to get into an altercation. The boss said, we want him out of here as quickly as possible. Exactly how do you pull that off? They ended up leaving. It's all just a bad look. Man, that sucks for them. It's amazing if you're saying, well, wait a minute, in the video, is anybody else confronting them? They did not, no. Even the woman that's in the story who's quoted and all that stuff, which is kind of scary by itself. You know what? But she said, I want to be out there. I want my name attached to this. I want to be a part of the story. I don't want to let it go. And she's doing that. I mean, she's pushing it. But nobody confronted them in the restaurant at the time. And you can decide what you think about that, too. I'm sure it was incredibly awkward for everyone. But then again, would you have been mad enough to go get in somebody's face? The guy on the way out reportedly did. He said something to her. So, what a messed up story with knuckleheaded idiots, and it sucks for Torchies. I don't know that they could have answered publicly any better than they did. You know what? I mean, they got in front of it as quickly as they could. They met it as quickly as they could. Now people all around the country are going to be talking about this. What would you do in the moment? I think after the fact, I don't know what the right answer is in the moment, except most of us probably would say, it's on and get in their face. I don't know what good that would do. But you got to give them props for as soon as this thing, they found out about it, and give the employee props for calling their boss. They issued a statement, and it followed up several times. It just sucks for that business. And a successful, well-run business, too. That sucks for you. And this day and age, used to be that it would just be a discussion, right? We would just read about it and talk about it. Now, of course, like everything in life, for better or worse, I think in this case better, there's video. There's video to watch these idiots walk around.